Okay, hi. So I just slapped a headband on. Please don't say anything about my hair. Well, this is my first like sit down and talk video. I've usually just done vlogs, but a couple friends were like, why don't you do a little video talking about it? And I was like, okay. I asked on Instagram for people to ask me some questions, and I probably got like 8 of them. A bunch of people liked the story but didn't give a question, which I was like, you silly people. Some of them are friends and some of them are people that found me on TikTok and then followed my Instagram. A little while ago I posted about getting accepted and it kind of blew up, yay. So I actually made a bunch of friends from it, so that's exciting. I'll already have friends when I go to the... Oh, I got accepted into the Disney college program. This, if you know me at all, is like the biggest deal for me because since I was 12 years old, I have been planning on doing it. I unfortunately love Disney a lot. Not unfortunately, it's just like the connotations. I don't want to hear Disney adult. I don't want to hear that. Please never use that word around me or I'll literally die. Sorry, I'm looking over here and not at the camera. It's my phone. I also have to use my iPad for the questions because I'm filming on my phone because I'm a broke college girl, guys, okay? I don't have a fancy camera yet. Basically, if you don't know, the Disney College Program is an internship that you can do in Florida at Walt Disney World. I think you used to be able to do it at Disneyland, or you still can, it's just not as common or something. It's an internship in Florida and you get to work at the parks or the resorts or, you know, at Disney Springs, which is basically downtown Disney, but Disney World version. It's a program for people that are in college, or if you have just recently graduated, you can do it, which is what I'm going to be doing. So I applied for the fall 2025 program. So when I graduate in August, I'll have like a little barely week buffer and then I moved to Florida. So I won't be a Cali girl anymore, which is insane. The curls are not gonna like that. There's like a ton of jobs you can do. So there's like character attendant, which is basically the people that walk around with the characters for their meet and greets. You can work on a ride, you can work in the food and beverages, you can work at the carts selling things or in the shops. It's just everything ever in the Disney parks. I believe that the minimum's like 5 months or something like that. Mine's gonna be 6 months. Watch me extend it, watch me extend it. And so why I applied for the program is when I was 12 years old, I already grew up loving Disney because that's just how my parents raised me, showing me Disney movies. And I remember watching Lilo and Stitch and for some reason being super obsessed with the art style. I don't know if you've seen the backgrounds, but it's all like watercolory and it's super pretty. And for some reason, little child me was like, I want to do that. I already liked drawing, but then I was like, I want to do more. And then my parents took us to Disneyland when we were like, when I was like, I don't know, 6 or something. I remember meeting Tiana. It was, I don't know why, it's like engraved into my brain. I met Tiana and there's a picture of me staring at one of the prints. I'm pretty sure it was her dress, but I just remember meeting her and just like staring at her and I was like, I want to be a princess. So obviously, like every little child, I was like, I want to be a princess. And then as I grew up, I was like, well, I want to be an animator at Disney. And then I was like, I want to work in the parks. I want to be a dancer at Disneyland. So literally my whole life has just been it. I want to be in the Disney bubble, you know? Which if you know me at all, that kind of matches my vibe. When I was 12, I found out about the program because all I did was watch Disneyland vlogs. And I was preparing for a Disney trip because I hadn't been since I was 6. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I'm about to go to Disney. I need to prepare. And so I found somebody's Disney college program vlogs and I was like, I can work there. I made a little jar and it's a DCP savings and it was just a bunch of coins. I had some like 20s and stuff in there, but then I wanted to shop, so I kept taking stuff out. Yeah, every time people would ask me, they're like, what do you want to do in college? I'm like, well, I want to study art, I want to do dance, and then I want to work at Disney World, Land, whatever. So January, I applied. Was it a month later? When was my interview? In March. I applied in January and found out in March that I was gonna get an interview. So you can imagine how impatient and terrified I was because it's a 20% acceptance rate to get into the program. So it's hard to even get to the interview. So the fact that I got that, I was like freaking out. I remember getting the email and like screaming alone in my apartment, Like that was a big enough deal to get that far. I had the interview. It was pretty easy and it was really fun too. I prepped a lot for it. I had like 4 different documents of notes of like practice questions, of things I wanted to say about myself, of like the roles I wanted. I don't remember what the 4th one was, but I was like super prepared because like I said, I wanted this my entire life. That like I was only thinking about it. Like it was taking up my entire brain, which was a little bad for a little bit. I was getting super anxious because I was like, what if I don't get it? Like this has been my plan my entire life. But I started to like take a deep breath. You know, I was talking about it with my friends and my family a lot. They told me if it was meant to be, that it would be meant to be, which is like, you know, everyone hears that, but I'm trying to work on not controlling my entire life and letting God do that, because he's my best friend. So maybe I should let him take control. And then I did. And then a week after my interview, like exactly a week, the 13th of March, I was like, gotta check my email for the day. And I had been checking my email every day already, but I just, for some reason that day, was checking for something else. And I saw Disney College Program. I immediately freaked out. So then I recorded and I went to my computer. You know what? I'm just gonna put the clip here. Beep. I literally got it. My hair is so bad. This is awful. I'm like shaking. Okay, so there it is. I got through every step. There's the offer. I just have to accept it now. Okay, hope you like that clip. I screamed, I cried. I immediately called my mom. I texted everybody ever. Everyone was super happy for me. I posted it everywhere. Everyone was super happy for me. It was like this huge big thing. I still think about it every day. Like I just want to leave. I want to go to Florida already. Like get me out. Except I love California a lot, so I'm gonna be sad about leaving now, but it's fine. It's just a really good opportunity for me to like get into the Disney doors, because like I said, I want to be at Disney Animation Studios. I want to be a character designer. A lot of people who work at Disney Studios today did the Disney College Program, so it's just like getting your foot in the door over there, you know? It's gonna be a super fun experience, and it's also just a super good opportunity for me to get myself out there and gain a lot of experience and grow as a person and professionally, which is actually what I told them in the interview. Let's start with some questions. I do indeed have 8 questions, but I talk a lot, so this could be enough. Alexis asked me, are you excited for the Disney College Program? I am more excited about this than anything in my entire life. I've been to Disneyland probably like 7 times, I think. But I've been to Downtown Disney a bajillion times. Like I just go there all the time because obviously you can't buy Disneyland tickets all the time. And I've been to Disney World 1 time, which you probably saw those vlogs. It was for my sister's Make-A-Wish trip. I'm super excited. I think Alexis, is she one of the girls that is in? There's so many people in our Disney College Program group chat that I just like can't even, I can't remember who I have talked to and who I haven't, honestly. Oh yeah, I started a group chat with a bunch of Disney College Program people because of the TikTok. They like found my Instagram and stuff, and then this one girl, Katie, was like, let's start a group chat. And I was like, period, let's do it. And then she let me be the one to add everyone. And we all talk all the time and it's super fun. So yeah, I'm super excited. I get to be at Disney World all the time, and I get to live in Florida, and I get to make new friends. I already have, and I'm super excited to meet them. We've already planned like hangouts and stuff. We're like, let's go to this beach. We should do Disney Channel night. We should do Twilight night. I think we just said, I don't know, we talked about Twilight once. That's how I feel. Sophie asked me, do you like doing pin trading, or are you into any of that? I have never pin traded in my entire life. I had 2 pins from like my 3rd Disneyland trip, and then if they fell off the bag that I had, and I was so mad. I was like, I'm never buying a pin again. They were super cute too. I remember, I'm pretty sure it was like some anniversary, and it was like a castle. So I don't pin trade, but I honestly would really like to. My friend Mary, who you've probably seen in lots of vlogs, hey Mary, she had this one that was like honorary princess, and that's like the best pin I've ever seen. It was so cute. I don't know what else is similar to that. I have this, which is for my sister. It's like the up book, and it's a scrapbook. I have never used it, and I think I should put all my Disney College Program stuff in here. I do collect a bunch of stuff from Disney. I have maps from every single time I've went, plus some maps from my friends when they went, because when they go and I'm depressed that I can't, I'm like, get me a map. I have a lot of Halloween ones. I've been there during Halloween more times than I've been during normal times. I have like tickets. Is this a fast pass? Parking ticket. I thought it was a paper fast pass. I was like, I have a paper fast pass somewhere. But yeah, I just collect a lot of random stuff. I have a lot of ears. I have 6 pairs of ears. That's not nearly enough. Okay, Helen asked, favorite Disney ride? I asked this in the interview, which is funny. My favorite ride is Pirates of the Caribbean, just because it's really nostalgic and it's like my favorite ride to go on first thing in the morning. But then at California Adventure, my favorite ride is, I'm gonna say it's the Cars one because I love Lightning McQueen. I literally have a Lightning McQueen backpack. I like how she only asked this. She probably meant my one favorite ride, but I'm gonna say every park. At Epcot is Cosmic Rewind. Bro. The Make-A-Wish, we got to go on rides basically as many times as we wanted without really having to wait. So we went on that 3 times. The first time, we got Everybody Wants to Rule the World. I swear, I have video evidence. Go watch the vlog. At Magic Kingdom, I really like the Snow White ride, honestly. Animal Kingdom, obviously the Avatar ride. Avatar Flight of Passage. Hollywood Studios. I'm gonna say the Slinky Dog ride. I feel like for Disney World, I can't really see it as much because I've only been there 1 time. So I guess we'll see. But number 1 is Pirates of the Caribbean. My sister, Claire, she said, what's your biggest fear about the DCP? All right, girl. For a second, it was that I wasn't gonna make any friends, which is kind of silly because I love talking to people and I make friends everywhere I go. And then I didn't mean to sound like that. I just like love talking to people. My biggest fear besides like moving to a different state is being super far from my family, because right now I'm in California and I'm from Arizona, so it's honestly really easy to see them, and I get pretty homesick when I go back. It's not too bad because like I said, they're pretty close, so I'm just scared about how homesick I'm gonna be with being across the country. Soph and Braxton ask what my dream role is. It was being a fairy godmother in training at Bibbidi Boppidi Boutique, but when I was interviewing, the guy was like, you can't do that, and I was like, it's because you have to like have already been in the program or something like that. It's fine, maybe I'll do it later. But I also would really love to be a character attendant. I don't know really why. I just like think it's fun watching people get to interact with them, which probably goes back to my first time at Disneyland when I was meeting the princesses, because I saw my sister meeting them and I was like, eee! That or like literally any of the children's activities. I love kids so much. They're so cute. I have 4 younger siblings, so maybe that's why. Then we have Sam. He says, what is the dream? I think he just means in general. I think the dream is to work at the Disney Animation Studios as a character designer. If you guys haven't seen the Frozen documentary on Disney Plus, you should watch it. It's so good. First of all, I heart Jennifer Lee. Second of all, it's just really good and really fun to watch the whole process of it. I wish everyone would watch this because a lot of people diss, number 1, on Disney, number 2, on animation in general, because they're like, it's for kids, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, is it? Have you guys seen Arcane? I'm not sure. I would really love to be a character designer because I just love all the details that go into it. It's so fun. Like every character has their own shape. So like if you made a silhouette of Mike Wazowski, he'd just be a ball. Or if you made one of Jinx, she low-key might be like a scale X. Minnie Mouse on my cup. It's kind of like a teardrop, and then obviously her circle head, which is also a teardrop low-key. So like back to Jinx, her hair is like a huge part of her character. So like it's super long. When you go back to Powder, it's like short and choppy, which is kind of a reflection of her character because she's just a kid, like she's kind of all blah, you know? Like the amount of intentionality in it is so insane. So like when I draw my own characters, I always had like little things that really tie into their story. So recently I drew Wes and Liz from Better Than the Movies, which is my favorite book. So there's a scene in the book where he has his backwards hat and Liz is like, holy crap. First of all, valid reaction. On his hat, I drew the little bee. He plays for the UCLA Bruins, right? Yeah, he's a baseball boy. And then I put 32 because that's his number, which is like not that like secret details, but it's still like intentional and ties it into the story, you know? Her Converse, I put her Converse as white with little hearts because in the first book, Wes bought her Converse. And I just think the hearts are very her. Or like I made this character called Goldie Rocks, which is basically Goldilocks but like a rock band version. In her character design, I did her earrings are little records. It's very 80s vibes. I'm not saying that records are from the 80s, I know, but it still ties into that, you know? It's like a punk little kind of band. So she has like lace and a ripped t-shirt, and then the bear on her shirt is a skull. But she also is kind of poppy and girly, very like Avril Lavigne. So she has like her little pink flowy skirt and her boots have hearts on it. So like it's little things like that that can show so much in a character, which is like one of my favorite things. Anyway, sorry to nerd out. I like how I can take one question and go somewhere completely different. Literally Brittany Broski. The dream is to become a character designer because I love the intentionality and getting not only to bring someone else's character to life, but like even put myself in that character or put something in that character that someone else can see their self in, you know? Other than that, I really want to live in California and be a mom and have kids and force them to go to Disneyland every day. Last question is from Kenzie. She said, what do you want to pursue at the Disney College program? Hee I love you. I love you, Kenzie. Honestly, I'm good with literally any role. I already said my preferred roles earlier. I don't care, as long as I get to interact with people, I'm happy. Like, I just want to be around everyone. I don't want a job that's like behind the scenes, not talking to a lot of guests. I want to meet new people every day. I work at Dutch Bros right now, so it's basically that, but like limited to coffee, you know? I find a lot of other like Catholics and Christians, which is so fun. I love talking to them. I've talked about Twilight with this girl. There's some regulars that can come in all the time. I just like really love getting to connect with people, and so I'm excited to get to talk to so many different people today, because obviously Disney World is insane and Dutch Bros is a tiny small fraction of people I get to meet, but still a lot, and it's super fun. So that times 100. I hope I answered those like in a good way. I kind of like took them and then just like and my brain just goes all these other places and says a bunch of random words. Okay, those are all the questions that I got asked, thanks for asking them, guys. Hooray. So a lot of people on TikTok were asking me how I got accepted and like the whole application process and everything. Well, when I applied, I put in obviously my whole resume, but I also had a cover letter, which is what my friend told me to do. So the cover letter, low-key, is probably what got me hired, because I talked a lot about how much I love storytelling and art and just my love for Disney in general and talking to people and connecting with people. Highlighting my passion and why they should hire me and all these things, which obviously I said later and expanded on later in the interview. What I did to prepare for that was I looked up all the roles and then made sure I wrote down what I would want to do. I looked up Disney College Program interview questions. I like wrote down all my answers of what I would say. And then I had someone help me and call me and pretend to be the interviewer and ask me the questions, and then I practiced answering them. I messed up a lot, and I was like, wait, can I start over? And he was like, yeah, like that's what this is for practice. So that really helped. I would definitely recommend finding a family member or a friend that you're comfortable with and like practicing the interview, because then you can like figure out what you want to say and how you want to say it, and then they can give you feedback, which is super helpful. Because there were ways that I answered certain questions and he was like, okay, this part is good, but maybe don't say that, and also highlight this because there's this about you that they would also really like. But also like, don't stress about it too much, because in the end, you getting the interview is basically means that they want you, because it's already super hard to even get that in the first place. So yay if you get the interview. They're interviewing you because they already know your resume, they already are interested in possibly hiring you. It's literally just to like figure out who you are as a person, like your personality. And they do also ask questions based on certain jobs, like how you would react in a certain situation. Also in the interview, smile a lot, because they can hear you smile through it, and they want to make sure you're excited and happy to be getting interviewed and to possibly work at Disney. So like, you just like fully have to let your personality shine through, because I feel like a lot of job interviews, you probably have to be super professional. But like Disney, they want you to be like super out there and bubbly and showing who you are truly, because in the end, they want you to connect with all their guests, and every person is different. So they're gonna hire a bunch of people that are also super different. I basically have said everything I think I should say and want to say, but I don't know. I'm gonna be vlogging throughout the whole Disney College program, which is actually why I started doing YouTube in the first place, was because I was like, well, I've seen so many vloggers do it, and honestly, like, I would love to do it. I started this last year. I hadn't applied yet or anything, didn't know I was gonna get in, obviously, but here I am. So I will be vlogging throughout it. I'll vlog like packing for it and moving into Florida and everything, but throughout that I'll still do like California vlogs, probably more Disneyland vlogs, hopefully, maybe some college vlogs, film set stuff. Like, I don't vlog a lot of that stuff, and I feel like I should. I don't know if I missed anything or if I said nothing that made sense. I hope this was maybe hopefully fun to watch and helpful if you're applying for the Disney College program or just wanted to know more about it. So I will be going there in September. My dates are September 9th to February 5th of next year. So 6 months, but hopefully I can do it a longer time. I have a TikTok, I have a normal Instagram, an art Instagram, and I have a Disney Instagram. So you guys should follow all that. Okay, bye.